米大リーグドジャースの大谷翔平選手は日本時間6月28日、敵地で行われたロイヤルズ戦に1番指名打者で先発出場し、第1打席で29号本塁打を放ちました。2試合連続となる豪快なアーチに、敵地の実況席からは思わず感嘆の声が漏れました。本塁打が飛び出したのは、試合開始からわずか53秒後、ロイヤルズの先発キャメロン投手が投じたチェンジアップを捉えた打球は高々と舞い上がり、打球速度100.4マイル、約 177.6 キロ、飛距離429フィート、約 130.7 メートルの特大弾となって、ライト席へと運ばれました。中継を担当した米ミズーリ州の地元局バリースポーツカンザスシティの実況席も、この一発に脱帽の様子でした。実況のジェイク・アイゼンベルグ氏は、
翔平・大谷が大きな打球とともにカンザスシティにやってきた
と伝え、解説のレックス・ハドラー氏も、
真ん中への失投は危険だ。大谷相手に球速を落とせば彼は常に先を行く。疑いようがない
と序盤からその実力に敬意を示しました。また試合後、ヒーローインタビューに呼ばれたムーキー・ベッツ選手は大谷選手の活躍に触れ、
俺たちは翔平の背中に乗って約束の地まで連れて行ってもらうつもりさ
とコメントし、その信頼の厚さを語りました。これらの模様は日本語字幕付きでご紹介します。
Yesterday, Shohei Ohtani homered in his 80th game of the season, moving him into some pretty exclusive company in the history of baseball. Only 6 players have at least 28 homers and 6 triples in their first 80 games of the season. And look at this list. This is insane. Willie Mays was the last one to do it back in 1954, but the others, Joe DiMaggio, Jimmy Fox, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, those are guys like practically mythical people in this game of baseball going back many, many decades. But it's a daily discussion that we have, and we're reminded every day, basically, in some capacity, Jerry, how we are witnessing an all-time great in real time. And, oh, yeah, Shohei Ohtani's also pitching now as well.
Yeah, he has been outstanding. And every time you go to the ballpark and Shohei Ohtani's in the lineup, there's anticipation that he gets a chance to do something great, something historic, whether it's that triple, that home run, light tower power, stealing the base. And now that he's pitching, him doing something on the mound. So it's really not a surprise to any of us. He's on that list. The only thing that surprised me about that list, John, if you go back, and Ned Colletti scouted him back in the day, Babe Ruth was on that list with triples. Babe Ruth, he doesn't get enough love. Everybody talking about his weight. But he hit a lot of triples as well. But back to Shohei Ohtani. For him to be doing what he's doing in Dodger blue, it's so special. So it's good.
Well, I think some of those fields, too, the way the fences were shaped.
Dimensions,
the dimensions were a little bit different, so that might have contributed to some of Babe Ruth's triples. But aside from that, let's talk about Shohei Ohtani, the modern era Babe Ruth, being a guy who can pitch, who can hit the ball a long way. And it does seem like on a regular basis we were saying he's on some historic pace, or he's doing something historic at the moment and making history. So this is fun to watch. And I think you're right, John. We are constantly trying to remind ourselves, just like we remind ourselves every time Clayton Kershaw takes the mound, it's Kershaw Appreciation Day, because we're watching greatness. We're doing that watching Shohei Ohtani as well.
And Babe Ruth wasn't that fat. He was just big-boned at it.
And Babe Ruth never did what Shohei Ohtani is doing as a hitter and a pitcher at the same time, which we get to see. And Shohei Ohtani will get the start on the mound tomorrow in Kansas City, his 3rd start since coming back from a second elbow surgery in September of 2023. In today's injury report, brought to you by Keck Medicine of USC, Dave Roberts talks about the plan for Shohei tomorrow.
I think that's the hope. I don't want to kind of put him in a box, but yeah, to see him go out there for the second inning, that's our plan.
Is it a pitch count thing? If it's efficient first?
It's pitch count. It's pitch count. It's stress and all that stuff. So I think to be able to get him into the second inning, I think will be a bonus, and we'll see how it goes from there. The great thing about where we're at, and honestly speaking, is that we just don't have to be beholden to anything, because everything is additive with his innings. So you know, it's not taking up a roster spot where, you know, if you're not getting 5 or 6 innings out of a start, it could be costly. You get an inning, 2 innings, 3 innings, that's still additive. So I just think, honestly, for us, it's one outing at a time and see what's next for us.
MVPs, all-stars, and the role players, potentially all-stars this year based on the voting we've seen up to this point. David Vassegh has some more on that.
Yeah, the Dodgers not only lead in a lot of offensive categories, but they also lead as far as guys leading the vote in the All-Star game. They got four guys leading it, including Shohei Ohtani, who leads all National League vote getters. He has been automatically selected to the National League All-Star team for the 5th consecutive year, leading Major League Baseball with 28 home runs. A global sensation that thanks the world for voting for him to this year's All-Star game. And by the way, Ohtani joins David Ortiz as the only DH to be selected 5 straight years.
Cinderella story, DV. No, I'm kidding. Everybody expected Ohtani to be doing that, and we're going to expect to see him pitch on the mound this series.
In Kansas City, Ohtani happy to be back at the K and facing the Royals as he has handled them well in his career.
Yeah, some pretty good numbers right there, huh? I mean, actually, you look at the slug and the OPS, and you just go, man, oh man, this guy does this at every ballpark, and this is not a hitter's ballpark. Yes, it's expansive outfield, but not a place where you're going to hit a lot of home runs.
His typical salute to the opposing dugout. Manager Matt Cotrero gave him a tip of the cap right back, and now Ohtani will step in. And let's get this series going. Ball one upstairs. Ohtani, as David Vassegh detailed in our open, locked into another All-Star game spot. He watches strike 2 from Cameron. Most votes in the National League. Be in there as the designated hitter for the NL. Here's the Dodgers DH. It's a 4-game hitting streak. On a 1-2 from Cameron. Ohtani hits a high fly ball to right field. In the sun, Caglione, he turns and watches it fly into the fountains. 29th of the season and his 8th leadoff home run. 1-0 Dodgers in a hurry.
So a bit of the craziness here. Shohei going deep, the first at-bat, that's not surprising. The pitch selection, Cameron threw a changeup one time last game to a lefty, just one time. And, I'm sorry, got one swing and miss against a lefty, and he throws it there. He always throws a curve and a slider. So for Ohtani to be sitting on the changeup and reacting to it, it makes 0 sense. And just to be clear, in his last start, Cameron threw one changeup to a left-handed hitter. One changeup. And you're telling me Shohei's sitting on a changeup right there? I mean, again, it just makes you shake your head. Here it is right here. Everything says it should be a slider or a curveball. Thrown 10 changeups to left-handers all year long.
Just a different cat.
Shohei Ohtani steps to the plate. The major league leader in runs scored. He's tied for second in the majors in home runs with 28. And off we go with ball 1, high to Ohtani. And there's Cameron's first strike.
And he's low 90s. He might touch mid 90, but he's good just where he is. Any pitcher that throws 90, 93, you're good. It sets up your other pitches. Still hard to hit. It's all about upsetting the timing of the hitter.
Cameron gets ahead. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nice slider there. Ohtani did homer yesterday in the Dodgers finale with the Rockies out in Denver. In fact, Ohtani's homered 3 times in his last 4 games. The 1-2. And Ohtani tees off deep to right center. Caglione's to the track. He's to the fence. It's gone into the fountains. Shohei Ohtani arrives in Kansas City with a big fly to right center.
Well, you can't miss in the middle, especially a changeup that speeds the hitter's bat up. That's a cookie right there. That's 78 middle or inside, right on the inside part of the plate. And Ohtani, when you take miles per hour off of it like that, he's ahead of it. That was swung on, gone, no doubter.
That is Ohtani's 8th leadoff home run. It traveled 429 feet, and he is now the outright National League leader in home runs with 29.
And Shohei Ohtani is going to start in that game for the Dodgers. Seth Lugo going for the Royals in that one. So it's the time here in the area, just about 9 miles from downtown Kansas City. The temperatures are high, and expectations continue to be very high for the Dodgers.
Just about ready to start. Shohei's first at bat, brought to you by Asahi Super Dry Beer, embodying the refreshing taste of modern Japan. Go beyond the expected. Ohtani, all-time against the Royals, has the top slugging percentage at .804 and the top OPS at .1270. First pitch of the ball game from Cameron is up high, ball one, and we're underway at 7:11 Central Time. 88 degrees the game time temperature, brought to you by Bank of America, the official bank of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Next pitch a strike, and it's 1-1 to Ohtani. Shohei hitting .291. He's homered in 3 of his last 4 games, including one yesterday in Colorado. He'll take on the inside corner for a strike. Run totals have been way down. Here's the wind and the pitch. And Shohei swings and hammers one deep right center. Going back on it is Caglione. He looks up. It is gone. That's a home run to lead off the ball game. 1-0 Dodgers. It is showtime early in Kansas City. Boy, how do you like that? Home run number 29 for Ohtani. And he's just scored his Major League best 81st run of the season.
And he hit a 2-strike changeup out of the ballpark. And for Daniel's Jewelers, proud sponsor, the trip around the diamond and your family jewelers since 1948.
So the most home runs for any leadoff hitter in the game right now. For Shohei, he wraps another leadoff home run.
Well, Tim, for Cameron, with all the other numbers that we're firing out, he has been predictable. And predictable from his standpoint, that was a 2-strike changeup. Okay, fine. You know, the last 4 games with 2 strikes, it's been off-speed pitch changeups 80% of the time. You think Ohtani was looking off-speed?
He was. 8th leadoff home run this season for Ohtani. The 20th of his career.
It's only the 2nd home run by a lefty off of Cameron as well.
Yeah, lefties came into the game hitting only 154 against him, but Shohei Ohtani's just different.
Right-handers aren't much better. They're below the Mendoza line, or the Euchre line as we refer to it, 195.
Ohtani, by the way, already knows he got enough votes. He's going to be the starting DH, representing the National League in the All-Star game.
So Shohei Ohtani digs in. Ohtani with 92 hits, and 28 of the 92 hits have been home runs. Batting average .291. He's driven in 52. So Cameron, the lefty, facing the left-handed hitting Shohei Ohtani, and here we go. First pitch is high, and we are underway. The 1-2 to Ohtani in a high drive, deep right center. Back goes Caglione to the wall and gone. Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani puts the Dodgers in front 1-0 with a rather sizable home run to deep right center. The pitch was a breaking ball that just worked its way back right in the middle of the plate, just below the belt. And belted he did.
Ohtani has reached twice, including this, leading off the game. Wood for a swim. Tying run on, nobody out in the 5th. Strike 1 from Cameron. First 8 starts, Cameron, 1 home run allowed to left-handed batters. The Dodgers have done it twice between Shohei and Max Muncy.
Both of those home runs unique in that Cameron doesn't throw changeups to lefties. That's what happened with Ohtani. And then Muncy just doesn't really hit lefties.
Ohtani certainly does. Into the gap in right center. Everybody's off to the races. Kike Hernandez being waved around. Ohtani going for 3rd. A game-tying triple.
Four-seam fastball, 112 miles off the bat. This thing gets to the gap in a hurry. No question about Kike scoring. Caglione, though, misses the cutoff, man, and once he does that, then it's off to the races for Shohei.
Mookie, what a way to end the game tonight. Game-ending double play with the snow cone scoop.
Yeah, Freddie does a really good job over there. All I got to do is throw it in the vicinity, and he always catch it.
You're doing better than that, Mookie. For you to be able to come up big with the bat is one thing tonight, but then to do it again with the glove, this seems to be not a big deal anymore.
Yeah, I've learned to really enjoy playing defense, man. I really just get lost out there, and lost in a good way. Like, I'm just in my element, and so I have a lot of fun.
For you to come up with the go-ahead base hit after Ohtani triples in the tying run, for you to find any way right now to drive in runs, it must be a good feeling.
Yeah, hits are kind of hard to come by right now, but I just got to keep swinging, man, and hopefully they fall, and we just jump on Shohei's back, and he'll take us to the promised land.
Oh, please stop that. Aggressive early in the count on that base hit.
Yeah, I mean, the guy throws hard. Everybody throws hard now, so you can't really can't keep falling behind.
All right, we'll see you back out here. Don't forget, don't sleep on my guy, Mookie Betts, right here. He came up big with the glove and the bat tonight.
Dodgers were down 4-3 in this game after 2 innings, Jared. Then we go to the 5th, still 4-3. A walk by Kike Hernandez, triple by Shohei before Mookie Betts sent in the go-ahead run.
Well, first of all, good at bat here from Kike Hernandez, setting the table there, getting on base, and then Shohei with hitting with the runner on base, little lefty on lefty crime, a four-seam fastball up in the zone. Great job of Shohei getting on top of that ball, a rocket into the right center field gap. Here comes Kike Hernandez, living La Vida Loca with that speed. Nice triple, and then Mookie Betts being aggressive. First pitch swinging, it's outer third, but he stays through the middle of the field, stays on it, rocket up the middle, go ahead, RBI.
There's a lot of lefty-on-lefty crime in this game. When you look at that first inning between Shohei getting the home run, and then in the next inning you have Max Muncy getting the home run as well. But just key hit right there by all of these guys. Obviously, Shohei coming through again, but Mookie Betts staying on that ball, going up the middle, situational hitting. I mean, the Dodgers only had 4 hits, and they, 1 for 2 at runners in scoring position. That's all they needed. They figured out a way to steal one. Good for them.
All right, EK, we're sweating up here, and it's not just because of the Kansas City humidity. A nail-biting win for the Dodgers.
Exciting, though, and a little bit of everything, right? We got some good relief pitching, some key hits. Shohei going deep, Max Muncy going deep. Mookie, huge hit, and culminating, Freddie Freeman getting the save with a huge pick at first base to complete a double play.
And Tanner Scott's done it now 3 times in the last 4 games. Excellent work from the lefty. And now you look to the righty. Shohei Ohtani, 3rd Ohtani bump day.
Exciting to see him throw tomorrow. It's going to be a day game. It's going to be warm here. Want to also see where is he hitting in the lineup. But there is talk that he is going to throw possibly 2 innings. So there'll be a sit down. We'll get to see him come out again. But as always, excited to see Shohei take the hill.
However many innings, we're looking forward to it. We hope you'll join us for it on Saturday.
Max, you and Shohei obviously flexed the muscles today. How well are you seeing the ball travel deep into the zone?
Yeah, seeing it good right now. Felt good all night long. Just getting good results. Trying not to do too much, and I think that's the biggest thing. Just letting the at bat come to me, and when I do that, generally, I feel good about what's going to happen.
Carl's Jr. moment of the game. Nomar, this is why you never want to arrive to a Dodger game late, because this could happen to start the game.
Well, he's leading off, and if he gets a pitch he can handle, he can drive it out of the ballpark and just make sure everybody's in their seats. They probably have their cameras ready. They're all filming because they know there's a chance of something special to happen with Shohei Ohtani. And once again, he delivered. And we were talking about before the game, hard place to hit a home run. Right. Shohei was like, no, it's not.
Not for him. Number 29 on the season, 8th time this year, Jerry. Already that he has let off a game with a home run.
Nomar just touched on something. I'm telling you guys, these guys watched the pregame show, and you're right. Shohei Ohtani getting ready for the Wago. He heard us. Oh, it's tough to go deep. I'm going to do it. We're going to show it Access 360. Leadoff home run. He didn't wait around to his 2nd, 3rd, or 4th to bat. I'm going to do it leading off. Great job of seeing some pitches first. Here's a 4-seam fastball ahead in the count 1-0. He gets a fastball out of 3rd. He didn't want that. 1-1. Looking at the breaking ball. Pretty good pitch to hit. Hoping to get an off-speed later in the at-bat. Now you go to battling. Oh, you get a hanging cambio. Center cut. Does not miss it. I love the swing. I love the bat path. 1-0. Good guy. See him pointed to our set. with us thousands of miles away here in studio, that's who he's pointing at. Great swing, head down on contact. The exit velo 110 miles an hour, but you're going to see it. He's going to get the head of the batter. Look where his head's at. He's behind the baseball, but the hands are flying. Look at the extension down through the ball. Outstanding swing. One more look at it. It traveled, my estimation, 525 feet. Look where it lands, John. Look where it lands, into the deluge. Deluge. We talk about the waters, the fountains, and one of my favorite people that have ever walked the earth, Noah. Okay, guess who he hit off of? Noah, and down came the deluge of water. Well done, Shohei Ohtani.
Dodgers go for their 6th in a row Saturday with Shohei Ohtani taking the mound tomorrow in Kansas City, making his 3rd start of the year on the mound for the Dodgers. Went 1 inning in each of his first 2 starts. It's also going to be his first start, Jerry, on the road, so he's going to bat in the top of the 1st inning and then take the mound. Does that change his routine in any way to prepare for this outing?
I think it changes a little. I think he'll get warmed up in the bullpen a little earlier. That way allows him to get sometimes some rest before possibly leading off the game. He might be at 1st, 2nd, or 3rd. I don't know. Probably lead off, because if he gets 3rd, let's say he makes the 3rd out in that 1st, and he's got to hustle and pitch. So I think he's still going to leading off the game.
Well, the way he can just solve that is just hit another home run like he did, then come around, sit down, rest, and then be ready to go out there and pitch. So I wouldn't put it past him. I'm just saying he's Shohei Ohtani. But listen, he's been doing this. He knows what it takes. You know, we've seen him out there before. So I'm just excited to see him out there, and hopefully, I think they're talking about him being able to go more than 1 innings as they're building up. So we'll see. We'll take whatever we can get.
Well, and tonight he started the game with a home run, and then we're finally getting our first chance, Jerry, to see the dual threat that is Shohei Ohtani. And it'd be great to see him lead off the game with a home run, then go pitch.
Yeah, this is what you need to do, Shohei. Okay, lead off the game with a home run and then strike out the side in the 1st inning. Is that too much to ask?
He's asking too much.
Dave, can you just talk about early on in this game how it seemed like Shohei and Max were your offense early on?
Yeah, Shohei obviously got us off to a good start, and Max with the big homer, got off to a good start. And
we know you're asked about Shohei all the time, but the way that he's hitting right now, in addition to him starting to pitch, is there a way to describe just how valuable he is to this club?
I don't think we have enough superlatives or adjectives. No, he's just great. It's fun to watch. To be able to log innings, to be able to then, be as impactful as he is offensively, be a great teammate, handle the expectation of fans, media. It's just, I've never seen anything like it.
Kyle Schwarber, he has the most leadoff home run in a single season, which is 15. Shohei had an ace today. Do you think he's able to top that at the end of the season?
I don't know. Time will tell. I still think that I just want him going up there and taking good at-bats. And I don't know if it's going to be the 1st inning, but if anyone can do it, it's probably Shohei. But, yeah, we'll see.
Well, I think when you put 4 runs on the board, you expect to win a baseball game. They out-hit the Dodgers 11-4, so they did a lot of good things in this game. It's just unfortunate. Matt Quintero talked about the 2 walks preceding the damage that was done. To me, that's what Noah Cameron's going to look back on and say, that's what I got to clean up. I got to make sure I can't put a guy on ahead of Shohei via a walk, because we know that's probably not going to lead to something good.
He didn't put anybody on in front of Shohei the first time because Ohtani led off the game with a 429-foot shot, his 8th leadoff home run of the year, 29th on the season. But he's going to want that one back as well anytime you give up a home run on a 1-2 pitch.
And that was a mistake pitch. That was a changeup that just caught too much of the plate. Did Max Muncy hadn't really done a lot of damage against lefties here till tonight, and this is a no-doubter going out to center field, and that one hurt just because the Royals had fought back and got back in ahead. And I think when you have a team doing really everything they can possibly do to try to win a game, I mean, defense was solid tonight, and just unfortunately they weren't able to make it happen.
They just didn't look as flat as the rest of the homestand, and look, sometimes you're just not flat because you scored 4 runs, whereas they couldn't do anything yesterday. And then it was nice to see Noah settle back in and then had some big outs. But his shorting outing as a big leaguer, and you talked about the walks, Kike Hernandez, I knew that he was in trouble. I didn't know it, but you just kind of know it being around baseball long enough. Walking the 9-hitter, not really the way you want to do it, and to lead off an inning, and certainly not in front of Shohei Ohtani.
Right, and you figure with Ohtani on third, nobody out, there's probably going to at least have a tight game, and unfortunately Mookie Betts gets a hit, and he drives in a run, so it ends up being 2 runs in an inning rather than 1.
It's a different feel with the Dodger fans than the Yankee fans. I don't know. It doesn't bother me as much. I don't know. I just see everything seemed kind of friendly, but they're so happy because they got Shohei Ohtani. The vibe here was a lot of fun tonight.
It was a lot of fun. There are a lot of Dodgers fans. I mean, they travel well. A lot of people obviously following a World Series champion. You're going to get that. We saw it with our team.
And just one final note. I just saw this and my jaw dropped as I was reading it. We know that Shohei Ohtani took the major league lead in home runs tonight, passing Aaron Judge and Cal Raleigh. But here's this stat I was just reading. This is mind-boggling. He also had a triple. He's second in the National League in triples. He's the 4th player to record at least 7 triples and 29 homers in his team's first 83 games, joining Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, and Jimmy Fox.
Pretty good company.
Yeah, that's pretty good company.